It's about 20 minutes to 1. I'm on my way out to the doctor's appointment. Of course I'm late, and I need to go right now. It was cold the other day, but not like today. So, this is the first cold day of the year for me. That's not the first cold day of the year. Although I think it might be the first day where we're talking about the highs around 0. So I think it might be the first like for real cold day of the year. I don't know, I haven't been paying that much attention. It is for me. I don't go with that much. Oh shit, I forgot my recycle again. I seem to do that far too often. It's not so bad. Okay. I'm dressed for it. Big jacket, gloves, no hat but headphones. So I got about a half an hour to do about a 40-some minute walk, so I'm gonna be a few minutes late. I just need to talk to him. I got blood test results coming in. I'm a little concerned. I probably should have gotten referrals via phone call. They should have called me and said, this is when your appointment with whatever is. So I'm a little concerned about that not happen. But it's a neurologist and a neurologist. I'm not sure which either. We'll figure that out when we get there. I just need to see a neurologist and a neurologist. I think we've done this joke already. Besides that, the blood test results, like I say, if it's Lyme disease, I've had it for so long that I don't know if it's treatable. That's kind of the downside of it. But at least I can know what it is. And at least I've got a path forward. That would be swell. Find out when we get there. I'm just gonna turn my Walkman on and get walking. So my blood test came back as clear except one thing. I appear to have antibodies for Hep B. Which means I've either been vaccinated and fought it off. Well, I've either been vaccinated for it, which is why I have the antibodies, or I got it and I fought it off. I need to do a little bit of research into Hep B. I don't know anything about Hep B. Why was I going that way? I don't think I should be going this way. I should be going back the other way because I'm going to go to the grocery store. I was going to go that way because I usually go to the grocery store, but okay. I don't know anything about Hep B. Yeah. Apparently it's something you either get from needles or from sex. I have never injected anything that I remember doing. I don't remember injecting anything, and, well, I guess I'll need to look into that regarding the other aspect. So I need to do a little bit more blood work regarding that. That's unexpected. Is that a possible cause? I don't think it is. Might be why I'm tired. I need to look into it. I don't know enough about it. He didn't do anything regarding the urologist appointment. So I'm going to have to come back in 6 weeks regarding that. So that's what I got here is an unexpected. See, it doesn't mean that I have anything wrong with me regarding Hep B, right? It just means that I have antibodies. So I may have been vaccinated. I may have fought it off. I'm having difficulty coming up with where I may have picked it up. Besides that night, I don't remember. Don't have AIDS. Don't have syphilis. I need to call my mom. I think that's the lowest likely vector. Unfortunately. So, yeah. It's not as alarming as it could be, but mildly alarming. And I need to do some more blood work regarding it. So it's about 4 o'clock and I'm home. I picked up a few things on the way home, meaning I think I'm probably... I don't think I have any reason to go out until around the 20th. Give or take a day or two. And I'll have to pick some end of the month stuff up, as well as my pills sometime around then. Obviously, I've been thinking a little bit about this Hep B thing. Did a brief amount of research. I'm not sure why they want to do a second test. That's strange to me because they should be able to test for all three. So, it's a little fishy to me. I could see how maybe they might schedule it twice so that they can bill me twice, basically, right? Come in twice and bill the government twice, kind of thing. But it doesn't really add up to me. So I'm going to do a little bit of research. It is possible that I may have picked something up from my mom. I know that she had something like that. I don't want to say Hep B for sure, but it was something like that. I might have picked it up in the womb kind of thing. Beyond that, excluding vaccinations, I've only actually had one partner. So it strikes me as kind of unlikely sort of thing. I'm thinking vaccination is most likely, and I'm just kind of freaking out over nothing. But I need to ask around and see what kind of information I can pull out. Call around. There is still a like I said, I'm pretty sure all signs point to some kind of sex on that night in September. So it is possible. I don't think it's really life-threatening. I think I can, deal with it. And again, there's always a possibility that I might have actually, like maybe I did catch it and I fought it, right? And so they have to determine through the second test. Not at all what I wanted to be thinking about. I'm a little paranoid. I know that they've had some... this is the way that they get rid of people. And I'm the kind of person they'd want to get rid of. So... should I be a little bit cautious with blood tests? I, as an individual, should absolutely be cautious about blood tests. And that's why that's the reason why I want to check up on this before I go in for another one. And why I may consider going to a different lab even. Lots of things to think about. I don't know. So this whole Hep B thing is Hep B is a part of the routine immunization process in Ontario. So everybody gets vaccinated for HB in Ontario. Meaning I should have been vaccinated so long as I fit the proper time frames for it, meaning it's not really something I should be worried about. And those antibodies should be there as a consequence of vaccine. What I would need to verify is that I'm in the proper age range, and it's as ambiguous as it's possible. They began doing routine immunizations in Ontario for hepatitis B in the 1994-95 school year. That immunization was targeted at students in grade 7, but the eligibility was extended to students in grade 8. So you were expected to get it if you were in grade 7, but you could opt in if you were in grade 8. Now, I probably would have opted in for something like that. See, you gotta understand how my brain works regarding vaccines. I trust the science behind vaccines. I don't have any issue with that. But I don't trust the bureaucracy, right? So I trust scientists, but I don't trust capitalists. So it kind of puts me in a difficult kind of scenario regarding things like vaccines, because I have massive faith in science. I mean, faith in science is a contradiction in terms, but you understand what I'm trying to say. But I have a massive distrust towards capitalism. So when you use capitalist, methods to deploy vaccines, I'm left with a contradiction because I trust the science, but I don't trust the people that are administering it. And there's profit motives there. There's experimental science, backgrounds. Do I think the government would run tests on its population? Absolutely, it has. Do I think that the pharmaceutical industry would create sicknesses in order to treat them? Yes. Right? I understand the idea. You pump yourself with antibodies so that you're immune to them, to the virus in your body comes in contact with it. I don't have any this is something that I have entire trust in, no ambiguity at all. But that doesn't mean that I actually believe that when this person shows up from the government and they say, I'm going to inject something in your arm, that they are actually injecting a clean product into your arm, right? So, again, the best way for me to explain it is that I have massive levels of trust in science and no trust at all in capitalism. And because the state, in the system that we live in, the state is, we live in a capitalist society where the government is a tool of industry. So this idea of separating between private, there is no public sector, right? The public sector is the private sector in a neoliberal society, right? And in my lifetime, it's kind of always been that way, right? So if you would have told me that vaccines are mandatory, I might have been a little fishy about it. But I'd have been maybe I'll wait until they're not mandatory, and I'll go to the doctor and I'll get them there. But if you're telling me that vaccines are optional, then I'll probably, look at the health benefits and volunteer myself for them. little bit of reverse psychology there. And I think even at that age, I would have applied that logic. So I think that because I was in grade 8, I'm more likely to have volunteered, if that makes sense. Do I have a recollection of getting vaccinated? I don't remember not getting vaccinated. Would I remember getting vaccinated? I can't say I would. I do have a vague remembrance, and it's positive, but it's not. Like, I mean, I can't. I wouldn't swear on it. I wouldn't admit it as evidence. I really don't remember. And I don't think I would remember if I did. So, I mean, I was vaccinated at school more than once. And I remember going back to class and being like, ugh. Right? So, I mean, it's just trying to, like, was it in that, you know? So, I mean, I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking, well, I should be able to look up as to, what classes got vaccinated. I should be able to look that up and figure that out, right? I was the first year, and I was in the optional set. I can't say. I can't tell you if I got vaccinated or not. So that makes the presence of the antibody a little bit creepy. It still doesn't answer I guess it does kind of answer the question, because I suppose they would have okay, so it doesn't answer the question as to why they didn't do the test at the time. I can look that up. There's 3 tests for Hep B, and they shouldn't need multiple samples. Why wouldn't they have done those tests and then I mean, they probably should have been expecting antibodies, right? Maybe they couldn't do the test there. Maybe they'd have to send it away. See, again, this sounds fishy to me, and my distrust of doctors is being triggered. Again, I have almost infinite faith in science, and like almost no trust in capitalism. So it means that, I want to trust the ideas that the doctors are telling me, but I don't trust the doctors themselves. If I have a Hep B positive, I'm going to be in a situation where I don't. Again, I suppose I could have come in contact to it on that night when I blacked out. But I mean, this was meant to be overly precautious. I wasn't expecting to actually find anything. And if they tell me it's longer lived, I don't have a clear source, right? I haven't had sex. I mean, besides the possibility of having sexual relations when I was blacked out that night, I haven't had sex in over 10 years. So are you telling me I've had hep for 10 years? I can make some phone calls. I can call my ex-partner. I can ask her if she's aware of any contact with hep, if she's ever been tested. And I need to call my mom. I might be a carrier, right? I might have inherited it from my mother. Picked it up from her in the womb. And I might be a carrier, right? And then I need to call my ex-partner and tell them to get tested for hep B. I'm very apprehensive about going back to that clinic until I get some more information. They're telling me I have antibodies. I can't prove I ever got vaccinated. Could I have got it from my mom? And if not, could I have got it from my ex-partner? And if they both tell me no, then I'm actually going to be very suspicious of the clinic that's telling me that I have a hep B with essentially no possible transmission source. The only place that I really could have got hep B, again, excluding the possibility of picking it up in the blackout, is from the place that's doing the blood work. And again, what's being triggered here is my distrust of capitalism. I'm not going to just kind of accept the diagnosis and walk away on it. Right? There is no partner to catch it from. And as we know, I'm who they target. I'm jumping to conclusions. I'm not making accusations. I may have been vaccinated. It may come from my mother. And I guess I have to talk to this old partner. Hear what she has to say about that. There's something else I'm not sure about. Can you pass on antibodies? I mean, if you can pass on, like, can you share immunization via sex? So if she got vaccinated, and she was a couple of years younger than me, so she probably would have been vaccinated. Could she have given me her antibodies? Right? And so I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to call her to accuse her of something or call her to thank her for something. I didn't want to think about this. This isn't the drama. I don't want this drama. Go away, drama. Go away. Okay. But I mean, that's they do routine Hep B vaccinations in grade 7. I was the year behind. Like I said, she was younger than me, so she would have got them. But she was homeschooled. Oh no. When did she go? I think she went back. I think she went to school in grade 7. Oh dear. Let's see what I get from my mom first before I call her. Holy shit. And by the way, it's 10 o'clock already. I came in, it was close to 4. I got a smoothie, and then I've been napping. Well, that nap is long enough that it's lengthy. We'll see how this works out, but I mean, again, like I'm one of the symptoms of hepatitis is tiredness. But I wasn't tired before I got the blood test. It's like the symptoms came on after I got the test. The first thing I need to do is talk to my mom and see if there's a possibility that I might be a carrier. I may have picked it up from her when I was born. I've been carrying it for my whole life. And then I'm gonna have to contact my ex-partner. There's no way around it. The best thing for me to do is to call her, because she doesn't like to respond to my emails anymore. She seems to think I have a split personality, and that my email personality is evil. She'll talk to me if she sees me on the street, or if I call her. It's just like she thinks that my internet persona is insane, and she won't communicate with me over the internet. So, I mean, and that's, I mean, like, we don't live in the same city anymore, so, I'd have to call her over Google Voice. That's fine. It's free, and I can try a few times if I have to, which I no doubt will. I hope that she has the same number. In fact, I think that there is some reason to think that she would. She had that number before I left, but I'm not sure she lives in the same place anymore. But I need to get the information from my mom first. And then we need to have that talk. I would have had to have come into contact with it recently, right? I mean, otherwise the antibodies wouldn't be there. You don't just have antibodies randomly floating through you, right? So, like, the only possibilities of coming into contact with it recently are either that night that I lost in that 4-hour window, or the blood lab itself. And because I'm a little bit suspicious about the blood bank, I need to get that information before I go back. See what my mom says, one thing at a time. But sorry, what I wanted to say at this particular point was that instead of doing the vocals for Boogeyman, it looks like I slept the evening away. I'm gonna try to do one take right now. I guess I gotta have them done before 11. That's when it gets late. So that's when the bylaws kick in. I'm gonna double check that, but let me see. Well, I gotta get doing them now. The bylaws in this city actually do not have time restrictions, meaning that I'm entitled to make noise all night by the law. Well, I mean, it says prohibited at all times, so I can make the same amount of noise at 4 a.m. as I can at 4 in the afternoon. That's what the laws say, so I'm gonna give myself a restriction of midnight. That seems to be what the municipal laws suggest, and that's what I'm gonna say. So I said municipal, I meant commercial, in the commercial areas. There's restrictions in commercial areas from midnight to 7. It's but it says at all times. Like it's like okay, well, if the way that has to be interpreted is that the same conditions apply at all times, right? So the acceptable noise level legally at 4 a.m. is the same at 4 p.m. and it can't be 0. That's absurd. So if he gets pissed off, he has no legal basis. It's just like his opinion, man. So I'm gonna give myself a midnight because that's what the limit is in the commercial areas, and I would suggest that they update their bylaws, because what they're actually doing there is they're giving people a license to make noise all night. Okay, so I got 6 takes done in here, and hopefully there's enough there to salvage something. If not, we'll come back at it in the morning. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then we'll come back here to do some mixing afterwards. It's about 4:20, not tonight. And I'm fading. Rather than cut the different takes up, I kind of decided I was going to kind of go with a bit of a chorus effect. So I'm kind of playing with things. I'm also probably going to use multiple cuts of the bass track rather than pick one. I'm going to mix them into kind of a mega mix. So this is turning into a bit of a big project, but I would rather just go to sleep right now. Wake up and approach it fresh once I've got a little bit of... Tonight was weird. Like I napped all night, right? I got home and I napped, and then like now I'm like... I'm more just like... bleh, right? So... And I mean, I'm not happy about my blood test result. When I first walked out, it's like, this is concerning, but not as no. This is pretty concerning, and it's disconcerting. I hope I got a vaccination on it all those years ago, because I can't. There's no other source besides my mom. And you tell me like I've had Hep B my whole life. I've had hepatitis my whole fucking life. Isn't that a mind fuck? I sent an email to my sister. Let's see what she says as well. I'm not going back there until I figure, until I get like a handle on things. Because if they're gonna tell me that like I picked it up on that night when I blacked out, like I lose 4 hours and I come back with a hep. What the fuck? I need to have a better concept of things. Right now, I need to wait for this to finish calculating, shut it down, and then we're going to sleep for a bit. I'm inside until like the 20th, so it's now the 8th. So surely we can finish this in 12 days. Considering it was supposed to be done like last month, right? So soon, my pretties, soon. It's 5 o'clock now, and it's done calculating. It actually sounds really neat. So I'll be glad to get back to this when I'm fresh and awake.